Thank you for taking the time to allow me to share. I'd like to share about a acronym that is called PRAY, and I use it in terms of looking at transition points in my life when I'm going from one situation to another, or where something is unsettling or I'm afraid. That's the simple answer. We say pray about it, right? But let me give you some steps maybe in that. What does that mean? Or how can I implement that? So P to me would stand for pause. And by pause, I mean to gather yourself and center yourself. It's kind of like if you're in a house and you've been in many rooms, you've been all kinds of places, but in order to center yourself, you need to see all those rooms as part of a house. And so how can you bring all those situations and kind of look at what are all those things saying about me and what I'm feeling, who I am, what I'm thinking. And so it's a matter of just being able to be present with who you are. And then once we're able to do that, I think the next thing is the R is to rejoice and reflect. Rejoicing is, I believe that there are things in each situation that God has given us to be able to rejoice in. If nothing else, to be able to see that He is there with us in that situation. But more than that, it's also a time to be able to keep it in balance and be able to know that a bad situation is not all bad, that there is something that can be found that we can rejoice in. Not necessarily about, but to be able to see that God is with us. Reflect is to be able to look at something and see what are some things maybe I didn't notice, or what are some places where I need to maybe pay attention to or investigate more. And so it's a reflection of just being able to, if I could take myself out of that situation, what would I see? How would I see it? The A is ask. And ask is to invite God into this process. Invite Him to show you, where are you inviting me to maybe join you in the situation? Where did I maybe resist what you were telling me? Where did I not hear what you were saying? Where did I not see the opportunity that you were presenting, and to come alongside you and work with you in that? So that's the asking. And then the last part is the hardest. It's yield. Yielding is to ask God, or to invite God to make my will the same as His will. In the garden, Jesus prayed, "Not my will, but thy will be done." And yielding is not getting rid of our will. Yielding is inviting God to make our will and His will to be the same, to be in the same direction. And so it's not a have to. It's not making my will so that I have no will and I just have to do this. It's more about, I want to do this. I am so overwhelmed by who you are, God, that I want to have whatever you want true in my life. So that's not easy. It can sound really daunting, but it's also the place where we can know that we don't live by ourselves, that without the power of God, without the Holy Spirit living in us, we can't face the world and be the kind of people that we dream of and that God dreamed of for us. So I would invite you to maybe think about this process. If you have any questions, please feel free to contact me. The last thing I wanted to say about this is don't do this alone. If you have a life group or some close, safe people, invite them to join you in the process, because this is not an exercise where you do this all by yourself. Because I believe part of the invitation that God is going to give you is to bring people to mind of these people can help you through this. These people can be the people who will give you the strength and the nutrients you need in the situation. So please, again, if you have any questions or any of this is not clear, let me know. You can contact me at stan@westlight.org. God bless you. Know that you're loved and that God says you're his beloved.